For a few months in 2011, several hundred protesters gathered here at Zuccotti Park, just a few blocks from Wall Street, in what came to be called Occupy Wall Street. The protesters of Occupy Wall Street obviously identified a real problem, the cronyism, the collusion between the government and private industry. Unfortunately, they had no idea how to propose a solution. But they weren't alone. The solution evaded not just people here at Zuccotti Park, but CEOs of major banks on Wall Street, politicians, federal officials, and even those charged with investigating the causes of the crisis. And none of them have imagined the real solution to the crisis. Well, this is the famous New York Stock Exchange, otherwise known as Wall Street. Wall Street's sort of an abstraction. People often don't know what it is. We know it has some profound role in the American financial system, but it is often simply a symbol of greed, of the American financial system, of capitalism itself. And certainly since the 2008 financial crisis, it's taken a beating. A lot of people think that the financial crisis was essentially the result either of Wall Street, if not the New York Stock Exchange and some of these investment banks in the area nearby, or at the very least some private industry. The reality is that by 2008, half of the mortgages in the system were subprime or otherwise risky loans. Imagine it, 27 million risky loans in the mortgage market. These are loans that 30 or 40 years ago simply wouldn't have existed. And of those 27 million loans, 19.2 million, that is 2/3 of the loans, were either owned by government entities or owned by companies that were under government control. That left just 1/3 of the loans total for the entire private sector. So obviously, while Wall Street and the New York investment banks had something to do with the financial crisis, if we want to look for the cause, it's much more likely that we're going to have to look someplace else. We're looking at the famous bull here, a statue in Lower Manhattan near Wall Street that is the symbol of American capitalism. American capitalism and American finance has taken a beating, especially since the financial crisis in 2008. There's still a lot of people here. In fact, it's funny to see here the Father's Day in June, this many people here to see it, almost as if it's a religious icon. The question is not whether American finance and Wall Street are important. The question is whether Wall Street was actually the cause of the financial crisis or was just really a lagging indicator of the crisis that came from someplace else.